Hello, it's Luke Michael Howard here, PhD and clinical hypnotist, and I'm here with Mel today. I want to record a video to help Mel release all of her negative emotions. And I actually want you to watch this video at least 2 times. The first time you watch it, which could be now, I want you just to watch what I do with Mel. And the second time you watch the video, I actually want you to imagine that I'm talking to you personally and to do the process. So time number 1, watch the demo that I'm going to do with Mel, and time number 2, imagine I'm your coach, I'm your hypnotist, and I am doing it with you. Okay, so the process is not a process that I created, but it's something that I use to clear out negative emotions with people. There are 4 negative emotions, and every other negative emotion that's linked will be linked to these, if that makes sense. Those emotions are anger, sadness, guilt and shame, and we're going to clear them in that order. The only difference between guilt and shame really is guilt is something we tend to feel for somebody else, and shame happens to be something that we feel for ourselves, something that we've done actually. So I just want you to just relax your feet and your legs, Mel. Put your feet flat on the ground. I would like you to put your hands on your lap like so. Are you right or left-handed?
Right.
Going to get you to make a loose fist with both your hands like this. I'm going to walk you through what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it. In a moment we're going to deal with anger. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you, just watch me first, it's going to ask you to look down so you activate that part of your mind and feel the feeling of anger inside. Perhaps it's linked to a memory. Once you've got it, I'm then going to ask that you slowly take your head up like so, and you go into peripheral vision, or the learning state. What peripheral vision or the learning state is you take your eyes up to look to a spot on the wall just above you, above your eyebrows, and then you take your awareness to the right and to the left, almost at 180 degrees, so your awareness is spread out like this. So even though you're looking up, you're aware of stuff to your side. I'm going to then ask you to take a deep breath. Because when you're in this spot here, basically it's impossible to have a negative emotion while you're in this spot. And while you're there, I'm going to ask that you say, I release the root cause of my anger so I can be free and for my health and benefit. And as you do that, I'm going to ask that you grab your right finger and you just place it on your first knuckle, which is right there. I'm going to walk you through it as you do it. And then you're going to reset, bring your head out like so. Then we're going to do it again. We're actually going to do it 3 times for each emotion, because it's a lot like your computer. See, when you have a file, and when you delete a file, it usually asks you, after the first time you try and delete it, do you want to delete it, yes or no? So we do it a second time. Then it goes into your recycle box on your computer. So we do it a 3rd time. So we release it from the recycle box if you want on your computer. So then that file is gone from your computer or gone through your mind. So we're going to do it 3 times. You might find it increasingly more difficult to find that emotion each and every time you do it. That's okay. Kind of make sense? All right, lovely. So just look down for me and find anger in your body somewhere. And I want you to remember a specific time in the past when you felt angry. Then when you have it, I ask that you simply look up, find a spot above you and go to peripheral vision, which is the learning state. Look up, find a spot on the ceiling, be aware of what's to your right, what's to your left. I then ask that you get your right hand and you put it on your first knuckle for me. And as you do that, take a big deep breath. And as you breathe out, I want you to say this with me. Release the root cause of all my anger.
Release all the root cause of my anger.
Preserve the positive learnings for my health and benefit.
Preserve the beneficial learning of my health and
Positive
benefit.
learnings.
Positive learning for my health and benefit.
And say thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Reset. Look forward.
Okay.
Let go. Beautiful. And then you let go of the finger and knuckle. Go down again. So now we're going to clear. It's asking you, do you really want to delete this file? So go down. Access anger inside of you, if there's any left. Feel a feeling inside your body and or a memory, a different memory. And then when you've got it, simply look up. Look up, find a spot above you, be aware of each side of you, so you go into peripheral vision or expanded awareness. As you're there, simply want to put your finger on that first knuckle of the left hand and take a big belly breath in. And as you breathe out, repeat after me. I release the root cause of all my anger.
I release the root cause of all my anger.
I preserve the positive learnings.
I preserve the positive learning.
For my health and benefit.
For my health and benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reset. Look forward. So now essentially the anger file is now in the recycle bin on your computer, if we're using that metaphor. So we're going to completely delete it from your system now. So one more time. Look down, accessing that part of your mind. See if you can find any anger. It might be increasingly more difficult to do that. Once you feel it, or you get a memory, a different memory, then just go back into the learning state. Find a spot above you. Let your awareness be expanded so you're aware of what's to the right and what's to the left of you. Get your right finger, put it on that first knuckle of that left hand. Take a big deep breath. And as you breathe out, say after me, I release the root cause of all my anger.
I release all the root cause of my anger.
I preserve the positive learnings.
I preserve the positive learning.
For my health and benefit.
For my health and benefit. For my health and benefit.
And then thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Now, what does a popcorn smell like?
Popcorn?
Yeah.
Smell like butter.
It smells like butter. Okay,
And
very
salt.
good. So now, I really want you to do this. Try and go back to a different memory of when you used to feel that negative emotion and tell me what's different. Actually do that.
It's kind of like feel empty.
If it feels empty? Okay, good. Test it again. Go to another memory where you know you used to feel that former emotion. And the feeling, excuse me, the memory will still be there, but just notice that the feeling might be, that's right, gone.
Yeah, it's like a little bit empty. It's kind of like now it's more like thinking above the emotion.
Okay. So kind of what we did there, I know it looks a little bit too good to be true. I get it, I understand, and this is not my system, but it's very, very powerful way of doing this. That does not mean that Mel will not ever feel anger in the future, appropriate anger for something. It just means that if there's a situation that she would get angry or you would get angry with, you just won't have 30 years, however old you are, of backlog of anger coming out. Right? Someone cuts in front of you, you know, when you're driving your car, then 30 years of anger comes out in that person. No, it will be specific to that event, and it'll be an appropriate level of anger that will come out, but we'll just have cleared it from your past. So we're going to go after sadness next. Okay, so we're going to do it the same way. We're going to do it with Mel. Watch this video at least 2 times, one for the demo and one for actually doing it on yourself. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. So we're going to go after sadness now. Some of these emotions are going to resonate more with you. They're going to be like, oh, that's a big one for me, and some of them not so much. That's okay. We're all a little bit different. So we're going to go after sadness now. So Mel, just drop your head down. See, what this helps people to do is access that feeling, because you often hear when people are feeling a certain way emotionally, especially sadness, their head drops. So this helps Mel or anyone actually access that state. Find that feeling in your body of sadness. And I want you to remember a specific time in the past when you felt that feeling. Actually really feel it. And then when you've got it, simply want you to go into the learning state, or hakalau as they call it in the Hawaiian art or spirituality of Huna. Good. Look up, find a spot on the ceiling, learning state, so you're aware of what's to the right and left of you, almost like you've got 180 degrees. Yeah, sight. Be there right now. Take a big deep breath. Put that right finger on that first knuckle. Stay in that spot right there, which is impossible to feel a negative emotion when your awareness is expanded. And as you breathe out, I'd like you to say, I release the root cause of all my sadness.
I release all the root cause of my sadness.
I preserve the positive learnings
I preserve the positive learning
for my health and benefit.
for my health and benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reset. That was a big one for you, wasn't it? It's
It's okay. It's okay.
So essentially, we've deleted the file, but then it comes up on the screen. Do you really want to delete this file? This is why we do it 3 times. So, go back down. Access sadness in your body. It might be a bit more difficult for Mel or for you to access that so much now. That's why we do it 3 times. Access the feeling and or a memory, a specific memory, different memory of when you had that former emotion. And then when you've got it, simply take your head up and put yourself into the learning state or hakalau. Find a spot on the ceiling. Be aware of what's to the right and to the left of you, so you've got expanded awareness to each side. That's right. Take a big deep breath. Put your finger on your first knuckle and breathe out. And say out loud, I release the root cause of all my sadness.
I release all the root cause of my sadness.
I preserve the positive learnings
I preserve the positive learning
for my health and benefit.
for my health and benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. We're going to do it one more time,
Okay.
because it's now in the junk file on your computer. So it's still on your computer, so we need to delete it one more time. Then we're going to test it. Okay. So yeah, you got it. Go down. If there's any of that feeling left, find it in your body. It might be hard to do that now. Get a specific memory that's different from the first memories. Then when you've got it, simply look up and find a spot above you and slightly behind you. Let your awareness expand so you're aware of what's on each side. Lovely. And make sure your awareness is expanded so you're aware of what's on the right, what's on the left. Your awareness is expanded. You're in the learning state. Big deep breath. Put your finger on that first knuckle, which is quite loose, and as you breathe out, say, I release the root cause of my sadness.
I release the root cause of my sadness.
I preserve the positive learnings
I preserve the positive learnings
for my health and benefit.
for my health and benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring your head down. So actually, I want you now to see if you can find any more of that old emotion in your body. Go ahead, test it. I actually really want you to test it.
There's a part that's still there.
Thank you. Awesome. Great. So there's still part there, right? Was it a feeling or a memory that just came up for you?
It's more a memory.
It's more memory, eh? Awesome. So keep that. Where is it in your body, the sadness that you feel attached to that memory? You can point.
It's in the heart.
It's in the heart. Point with your hand. Just there. Alright, okay. So, is it okay for you to release that form of sadness? That does not mean that you won't feel it in the future for appropriate things. It just means you won't have some 30 odd years of accumulated sadness that won't allow you to see things for how they truly are. Would it be okay to do that?
Okay.
I have to make at least one girl cry a day. It's part of my my criteria. Alright, so we're going to test that feeling. I'm glad you got a specific feeling. You good to continue? This is good. It means it's real. Sometimes people think this is phony, that I'm making this up, that I'm paying these people. No, it's real. You can see it's real. It's okay. You want to get rid of it?
It's okay.
You ready? Is it okay for you to get rid of it?
Okay.
Okay. So, I know that you've got it. I know you've got it right now. So, make sure it's there. You've got that specific feeling, that specific memory. Okay. And now, go into Hakalau. So bring your head up. Tilt your head back a little bit more, please. Yeah. Now be aware. Make sure you're in peripheral vision. So are you aware of what's to your right? Are you aware of what's to your left?
Yes.
Great. So you should be aware of actually what's to each side of you. A vague awareness of it. Make sure your eyes are looking up. Tilt your head back a little bit more. Take a deep breath. Put your finger on that first loose knuckle. And as you breathe out, say, I release the root cause of my sadness.
I release the root cause of my sadness.
And I preserve the positive learnings for my own health and benefit.
And I preserve the positive learning for my whole health and benefit.
Let go of the knuckle and say thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Now go back in and test it. In actual fact, feel free to test that memory if you would. and tell me how it's different. And I want you to be honest.
It's a little bit more peaceful.
It's a little bit more peaceful. Okay, so this one's got some charge for you, right? It's got some emotional charge. Close your eyes for a minute. And if I were to ask you what colour that sadness is that you have inside right now, what colour would it be?
It's blue.
It's blue. And you know, emotions have shapes. So what shape is it? Shape comes into your head?
It's a circle.
It's a blue circle. And we know for emotions to work, they have to move a certain way. For some people it's clockwise, for other people it's counterclockwise, for some people it's down to up, for other people it's up to down. So which way is this energy moving?
To the right.
To the right. Is that is it moving like clockwise, or is it just moving from left to right?
It's more like left to right.
Left to right. Okay, keep your eyes closed. I'm going to count to 3. When I count to 3, you're actually going to imagine with your hands, you're actually physically going to do this. Imagine you're pulling this sadness out of your body. Alright? Nod your head if you understand.
Okay.
Very good. 1, grab hold of your chest. Imagine you're grabbing that sadness and that circle. Grab it. Grab it with your hands. Actually lift your hands up, both hands. Yeah. 2, imagine you're putting that. And 3, it's in front of you right now. It's in front of you right now. 3, put it out. Yeah, all the way out, fast. It's out now. Good. That's there. Imagine, no, keep your hands out. Keep your hands out. Imagine it's there now. And look what happens when you change that circle to a square. Do that right now. And look and notice what happens when you change that colour. Keep it there. Don't put it back in yet. To a red. And now notice what happens when you move that energy the opposite way than you did before. Now take a big deep breath in and put it back in the same place. And just notice, keep your eyes closed for a minute, just notice how that feels differently.
Okay.
Just take a moment with it. And when you're ready, when you notice a difference, come back, open your eyes. Okay. So how does that feel different now?
I will repeat myself, but it's just like more peaceful.
It's more peaceful. Is there still sadness there, or is it completely gone from your past?
I think it's more like remembering the outcome and moving forward, and it's not really sad.
Okay.
It's just, yeah, it's just peaceful.
Okay, so the emotion changed.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens, guys, that's why we go in the order of getting rid of anger first and sadness in the order that we do. Because sometimes, just because we're taking anger doesn't mean there's going to be a whole bunch of positivity underneath it. There might be another negative emotion that we come to a little bit later on. So that's oftentimes what happens. It might even be the same memory that someone's accessing, but they get rid of one layer and there's another layer of negative emotion, but that top layer is gone. So it's kind of going deeper and deeper into the onion, or deeper into the matrix. You're doing good. Alright, so now we're going to go after guilt, and guilt is generally what you feel for someone else that you perhaps you've imagined, or perhaps you've done something to someone else that you feel you've done a wrong to someone else.
I never do wrong.
No, of course not. No, we never do. All of the
Never.
time. No. So go in and find guilt in your body, and perhaps a specific memory. And then just tilt your head up once you've got guilt.
Okay.
Good, look up, find a spot on the ceiling, make sure your head's all the way up, expand your awareness so it's about 180 degrees. Deep breath, put your finger on your first knuckle, and as you breathe out, say, I release my root cause of my guilt.
I release the root cause of my guilt.
I preserve the positive learnings
I preserve the positive learning
for my own health and understanding.
for my own health and understanding.
Let go, relax, good. Alright, good, let's do it again. It might be harder for you to find guilt. So let's see if you find any more guilt. Remember, we do it 3 times. Alright, If you've got it, if you find any more, might be a memory, a feeling. It's better if it's a memory and a feeling as well. And until you head back. Okay. Look up, find a spot in the ceiling, finger on knuckle, the first knuckle, expanded awareness, big deep breath, and as you breathe out, say, I release the root cause of all my guilt.
I release the root cause of all my guilt.
I preserve the positive learnings
and
understandings for my own health and benefit.
For my own health and benefits.
Let go. Good. Reset. Let go of your finger. Good. Good job. We let go of the finger because we're anchoring for the NLPers out there. The good feeling of expanded awareness, where when you're here you honestly can't have a negative emotion. You can cue into one and bring your eyesight into foveal vision. That's like when you're focusing in one spot, you can get it back, but when you expand your awareness, it's impossible to feel a negative emotion at that time. Okay, we're going to do it one more time because on your computer it's in the recycle bin, and we want to get rid of it from your hard drive up here once and for all. Alright, see if you can find any more guilt inside your body. Might be a feeling, a memory. It's best if it's a feeling and a memory. Might be more difficult for you to find.
A little bit.
Is it? Okay, yeah, try and find it, and find it. The more you try to find it, the harder it is to find that old emotion that may be gone right now.
Okay.
You got one? Okay, head up, find a spot in the ceiling, expanded awareness, finger on knuckle, and say, I release the root cause of all my guilt.
I release the root cause of all my guilt.
I preserve the positive learnings.
I preserve the positive learnings.
For my own health and understanding.
For my own health and understanding.
Let go of your finger. Relax. We say to preserve the positive learnings because the belief is that every negative emotion that we have or decision we've made, as it died,